Yes, delivery jobs. Uber driver, and what that job's like, versus pizza delivery driver, and what that job's like, versus trucking, as trucking is a pretty big driving job. Oh yeah, trucking's got its regulations. And there's other driving jobs, like you can be a driver for, what we have is we have a Grubhub, and you can be a driver for that, but you're not connected to the company, you just get your order. It's a lot like Instacart, which is another one of those kind of driving jobs, but more of a shopping job. Now overall, and it's not just me that says this, there's a lot of other people out there who do delivery jobs. We all pretty much come to the agreement that pizza delivery or delivery jobs where we're used to getting tips is the best. Because why? Because most people are pretty conditioned to give a tip to a pizza delivery person, but they're less likely to tip someone who delivers their Taco Bell or everything. Actually, talking to a customer who used the Grubhub app where he ordered, I think it was Taco Bell, he said that he paid a lot of money, and at the end of it, he felt bad for not giving the guy a tip, but at that same time, he felt like he paid a lot of money just to get the food delivered. So when it comes to these apps that allow you to buy fast food, a lot of the problem is that you're not going to get any tips. You're just going to make your base rate. And this is from people who I've watched on YouTube who do deliver food in that manner, and they were comparing that to pizza delivery. And they said they make better money at pizza delivery. And in truth, I feel that way too. I make on between average of $20 on a bad day and $100 plus on a super good day, right? But on average, I make about 40, 50, 60 bucks. That's my average daily take, and that's also on top of my salary. So overall, a pizza delivery job is definitely the best. I would say that. Now, we're going into Uber. Oh, I ain't touching Uber. I ain't touching Uber. The Uber driver that went insane and started killing people because the app told him to, woo! That scares the guy was nutso. That guy was nutso. And I'm not interested. There's also other reasons I wouldn't be interested in an Uber route. Because Uber drivers are the ones you see. You can definitely start a YouTube channel if you're planning on doing an Uber channel. If you're gonna be doing Uber, you should definitely be recording it so that way you can post those videos. If you don't want to post them, send them to me. I'll post them for you because them videos are excellent. And we love watching Uber drivers, right? You know, Uber freakouts and everything. So that's one of the issues with Uber is that you tend to get those type of customers sometimes, and then sometimes you can get in a lot of trouble. But what I've noticed about those Uber drivers is they're mostly doing cities. Now, if you're an Uber driver in a more of a rural area, I don't know how well that would work, but it would probably be a lot more friendly. Definitely would say that. Now with Uber, you got to use your own personal vehicle, and your personal vehicle has to meet a certain standard, right? It has to be at a certain quality. Otherwise, it's not gonna pass from what I hear. So some people they rent cars and then they Uber them out, and I'm just not seeing a lot of profit there. And if you're using your own personal vehicle, you're essentially a taxi, and people are gonna probably treat your car like a taxi. And my friend in Egypt who does a taxi job probably understands sometimes people treat your car kind of shitty, right? It's just what happens. They're in someone else's car, they don't care about it. It's a lot of the reason why you don't want to buy a used rental car or a used rental anything, because whenever people are renting something or they're using something that doesn't belong to them, they tend to treat it worse than if it was their own property. So I think that pretty much covers Uber. I think the pay was okay, but you can get in trouble and then they can ban you, and it's I stay away from Uber. I haven't even thought about Uber. I don't even have a nice enough car to do Uber with. That's how I feel about it. I can see me getting complaints all the time, and essentially you get too many complaints, you can't do that job anymore. I've heard other issues with people having with Uber, but I just don't trust it. I don't trust working for Uber. We also got trucking, which is essentially a dead business. they're going all the automated trucks, right? So it's supposed to be automated vehicles that are driving up and down the road, which is scary. That if they can succeed there, they're going to be able to do that with taxi companies too. So your Uber job is kind of temporary. If they actually get self-driving cars out, they don't need Uber drivers anymore. But at that same time, if the law remains where you have to have a person in the seat, you get to sit there and you get to play on your phone while the car drives for you. I see it at that. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be there to pay attention, but the vehicle's going to be so reliable, you're probably not going to pay attention when it actually does something wrong. So it's like trucking jobs are getting into that place where you may not actually have to do anything. You're just sitting behind the seat to make sure it doesn't do anything, right? And there'll probably be rules and regulations like you can't play on your phone or you can't be distracted. You know, you actually got to pay attention. So it's like, for me, I feel like Uber job or a truck driving job could get into a real boring situation where you're just sitting there and you're not even doing anything. You're not even driving anymore. But you would still have a job. Now, when it comes to the paper routes, from what I see, it looks like papers are kind of dying all over the place. And the main reason they're dying is that our generation doesn't read newspapers, and that's very sad and that's kind of tragic. The other problem with why nobody is reading the newspaper is because the newspaper is always telling us stuff that we can go search in Google and find out isn't accurate, isn't true. It's not accurate reporting. That's how I view it, and I'm really sorry, paper company, that I'm saying that, but I don't feel like I get accurate fucking news when I read your goddamn paper. I feel like I'm getting goddamn fucking propaganda all the time, and it really pisses me off, which is why I don't even read the paper. It's just every now and then a headline catches my attention, and I'm like, whoa, what's this? Holy shit, wow. And I go on with my day. It's sad, it's tragic. A lot of the reason people even get the paper anymore is because they've been getting it for like 50, 60 years. We are just a part of their daily routine. That's all we really are. And the more we piss them off and the more we make them unhappy, the sooner they're gonna leave. So if you have a route and you have some customers and you're still kind of new at it, you can still promote. If your company's allowing you to promote. And if you can get really good customer service and you can make your customers really happy, you're going to be able to keep yourself alive a little bit longer. And also check with your local paper. See if there's other papers you can pick up too. As your numbers dwindle, maybe you can pick up another route. In truth, I am doing 3 different routes. The initial route I picked up was 2 routes that were consolidated before I got there. This route I'm doing right now is part of a consolidation. While I was here, another carrier quit, and instead of hiring a new carrier, they broke the route in half. I took this half, and my friends took the other half. And the reason they took the other half and I didn't take the whole damn thing was because it was 1, too many papers and I didn't have enough time, and then 2, because I was always interested in taking over the other route that was in my area. Very good money. I made excellent money. It was very hard and it was very difficult. And in truth, if I had been able to keep my mouth shut and have a pleasant personality, I might still actually have that job and I might be able to do better. But because I am kind of an asshole who says some stuff that gets him in trouble sometimes, that kind of fell to the wayside, and I understand. Now, when it comes to pizza delivery and food delivery, let's just say food delivery. I see food delivery always being able, you're most likely going to be able to keep a job that way. However, it's going to get hard. It could get harder and harder for us to have the ability to drive. Now, depending on where you live, you may have a smog emissions thing that you have to pass or not. Where I am, I'm rural. I don't have to have smog emission, but eventually I'm probably going to have my vehicle smog certified, which then could restrict me on the vehicles that I use, and then I can only use newer vehicles. Let's say they bust out some law, like if you do a lot of miles or something, you can't use an older vehicle, you have to use a newer vehicle. And if you get caught using an older vehicle doing these types of jobs, they may be able to fine you, and then it's just a constant fine. But eventually they're gonna push you out of that job. They're gonna fine you out of that job. Essentially, that's what they do. So when it comes to driving jobs are getting to that point where we may not even be able to do driver jobs. I mean, they're talking about having drones deliver your food here. I think we all need to be drone operators, which is probably why the military was trying to say, hey, why did you reclassify to be a drone mechanic? And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I should have taken the job. I should have taken the drone mechanic job. I should have. I probably would have been very happy with it. But no, I decided to go on vacation and say, hey, can I make a decision when I come back? Sure, absolutely. I come back and they're like, oh, we decided for you. You're going to be a 42 Alpha. You're going to be working paperwork all day. Bye. Get the fuck out of my office. I don't want to do that job. Oh, too bad. You waited around too long. It's your fault. Yep. My fault. That was essentially was the day I started getting kicked out of the military. Well, getting pushed out of the military. I always end up getting pushed out of this or that. I do feel I feel guilt for not being able to give these customers the delivery quality that they really deserve. I'm avoiding phone calls. I'm not talking to them. I'm avoiding them because I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed at how bad service has gotten. And I want to do a better job, but I just don't feel, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse by even trying. And so it's just this constant sadness every day I come out here and I'm like, yeah, get a little smaller every day, and then eventually it's gone. I'm gonna be honest with you, $230, it's about what I make off just delivering papers. The other half of my income is hauling the papers, which is a miracle that not only did I get that job, that I got a pay increase on that job, and yet they still let me have that job. It's because I threatened to quit. I said they tried to take the haul away from me a long time ago and give it to the guy who attacked me before he attacked me. But yes, that same guy. And what I did is I said, if you take that haul away from me, I'm going to quit my job. And so in truth, they've let me keep the haul, even though it's not even, I don't even feel justified in it. And then the guy I'm picking up for is now paying me too, which is like making me feel extra guilty. So yeah, I give him the papers exactly the way he wants them. Because he is half. Me picking up his papers is like half of my overall paper income. If I didn't have the haul job, I probably would not do the paper route anymore. And I see it now. It's definitely would be Chase who would pick up the Reno Gazette. But if I quit, like if I just quit, they would force him to do it at a much lower rate than what I'm making. He ain't even gonna make as much as I make off that paper delivery, unless he can maybe negotiate, but I don't even think so. I think it's automatic that he would just make a lower rate and there's nothing you can do about it because he's already signed the contract for it. I don't know, maybe they will pay him a little bit more if he threatens to quit. But in truth, he'll probably never make the rate I'm making, and I'm not going to say what I'm making because we're technically not allowed to be saying that. But on a like an average amount of how much I make, I don't think it's too much of an issue. I don't want to tell him too because I don't necessarily want him to get the rate I got. I'm kind of a dick that way. He hasn't talked to me for years. I mean, thank you, Chase. Thank you, Chase, for taking that paper up. But you were mad at me because I called you a soft paw? It was just sorry. I put the fire at your ass, didn't I, Chase? Right? Remember that night? We ran into each other and we were talking about the paper routes and I was telling you how you should maybe pick up a Nevada Peel route and you were like, no, I don't know if I want to and everything. And I pissed you off. You were like, fine, I'm going to be everything about the paper route. You really fucking, look, Chase, you've proven yourself. You are not a soft paw. You're a hardworking individual. You've proven yourself, my friend. I'm sorry I was making a little joke to your other friend. It was just a joke. And I swear to God, everyone got really mad at me for that one little joke. I wasn't calling you gay. I was just saying, like, your hands were soft. Because I shook your hand and your hand was soft. I'm sorry. God. I swear to God, this guy who's going to be taking over my paper route, he's been mad at me for a few years now because I swear to God, he thinks I called him gay. When I wasn't calling him gay, I was just saying your hands were soft. I'm sorry. Jeez. He's got a dry sense of humor. I think people misunderstand me sometimes. Oh, and what job are we gonna, oh man, you know what? I've been really asking myself this question, what job can I even do? And I'm half tempted to open up my own franchise food of some type. If I just don't open up my own restaurant, because food, consumables, you can always make money at consumables. And it's not always about the customer service. Sometimes it is about the price, but the customer service is very important, so you get loyal people to come in and eat your food. Also, I want a variety of food, so that way I can do all that. And I'd like to actually open up a few other businesses. It's the money. I don't get the money to open up my own business. So, for me, personally, what job do I feel that I need to go to next? I want to own my own business because I don't want to be told what to do anymore. I mean, yeah, you're still going to get told what to do because you got certain things you got to do. But overall, I want to own my own business because I care so much about my job that I think opening up my own business would be an excellent place for me to just devote all of my time and energy into and see what comes of it. You know, that's what I want to do. And that's actually what I'm kind of saving up my money for, is that maybe if I can save up enough money, I can buy a place that I can work in and sleep in if I'm lucky, like a loft where it has that bedroom above it, and I can go ahead and live in the upstairs and run my business downstairs. And then when I make enough money, maybe I can go ahead and move somewhere else, or, you know, maybe just live there to save money. I'm not sure. I think I got a sticker. That's what that dragging noise is. It's either that or my brakes are starting to kind of sound crummy. I don't know. It's got a breaky kind of grindy sound to it. Yes, and I hear excellent things about Camrys. I really do. Scotty Kilmore. If you have not seen Scotty Kilmore on YouTube, check out Scotty Kilmore, because I know some things about cars, but man, this guy's got 50 plus years of experience with cars. His father was a mechanic. I swear to God, his grandpa was probably a mechanic. This guy's got a lot of experience on cars, and he raves about the Toyota Camrys. Like, I swear to God, he's got his own video for every subject. He's a pretty cool guy. I'll give him that. I would say I agree with him on everything. Like, he's not really, I think he's not a fan of these types of cars. He calls these transmissions weak. I honestly never had a lot of issues with my transmissions in Hondas. I've always had 90 and older. I've never really driven a Honda that was above 91. That's about the oldest, that's about the youngest Honda I've ever driven, was a 91. And that was a standard transmission, so it did excellent for me. I never had any problems with any of my transmissions in any of my Hondas. I never had a problem with any of my transmissions in my manual Nissans. But yes, I've had problems with automatic transmissions in the Nissans. I've had issues with those. I'm not going to even lie about that. It was a Nissan Pathfinder. I had a lot of issues with that automatic transmission. And what it was is, it was the clutch was going out and the fluid level had to be just right. And I got it to work a little bit, but it failed on me overall. I'm not really a fan of Mazdas. I mean, I liked Mazdas, but at that same time, their electrical system's so problematic that it bothers me sometimes. Like, you get a good, solid Nissan truck, you can usually keep it going for a long time. But you're going to be rewiring that thing a few times. Your connecting harnesses are usually what's going to go out, because as much as they tried to seal it, it just doesn't seal, and then dirt and water gets in there and corrosion happens. And so your wiring harness won't work properly because your connectors aren't working properly. So with a lot of my Nissan trucks, I cut out the connecting harness and I have it wired directly, and that's how I resolve the problem. Other than the fact that with the Nissan trucks, sometimes there's if there's ground or if there's power that's going, I don't know exactly what causes it. Ah, shoot. I'm not supposed to deliver a Reno Gazette there. I'm supposed to deliver a Wall Street Journal, which I did not get today. And they're not going to understand. They're just going to blame me. But it's kind of whatever. And not to be rude, but the California license plate isn't impressing me. Oh, look at that. It's a Nevada plate. Okay. Maybe the Californians were just visiting. I covered just about everything. But yeah, it does feel like paper routes are coming to an end. And I wish I could, I mean, there's really not much we can do to increase it. And it's like, I really like that about this job. This was a pretty cush job for a few years. I'll give it that. It's a shame. It's a shame it's turning out the way it is. Yeah, I used to have the highest volume of Reno Gazettes. I used to. I used to work really hard. I mean, I started off with like 12 Wall Street journals, lost every single Wall Street journal, built it up to 40 average every single day, and here it comes. It's dying. I got it up to 60 average every day. I did. I was doing good. But that was me yelling and screaming in the dock for my Wall Street journals and causing a scene, which got me in trouble. And I cared too much. That's why I feel like I should open up my own business. So it's like if I care so much, maybe I should just run my own business. Because I swear to God, I get so frustrated when I'm trying to get my job done to make my customers happy, so I can increase the profits for the company, the profits for me. The better the company does, the better I do. But it just all failed because now they charge too much for the paper and nobody wants to subscribe to it. Like you got the goddamn companies killed my route just by price increases. Price increase. Where's my price increase? I don't get no raise. I ain't get no raise. These people went from paying like $60, maybe $70 every 3 months. Now they're paying $200 to $300. Half the time they're told it's not even available, and they're watching their neighbor get the paper. It's like, whatever. Yeah. This job's over. Time to open up my own business. If I don't just get a plan B and dip out. The 2020 has got me all types of ruffled up and nervous. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I may talk about it a little bit more. Some people that actually know me in person have heard what my theories are on what's going on, but yeah. Oh, 2020 is just around the corner, and that is making me kind of nervous. Just a little bit. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks again, Rem, for the excellent suggestion on the video. That was an excellent idea. I didn't even think of that. Because I've been watching a bunch of videos on all this stuff, and you know, I kind of came to my own conclusion. I hope that you guys all liked it. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. And by all means, ask whatever questions you want, and I will do my best to respond in either video form or comment, or both, because sometimes I will do both. Peace, love, and